Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation.
He's a father, a brother, an icon to those that know him. He is Endeavor Empire.
All right. Well, how is everyone doing today on this beautiful start to the fall season? I think. What's up, everybody? My name is Derek. I am Endeavor Empire. I want to welcome y'all to the show today. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. You know, we're starting off the week, the day, the month on the right track, or whatever it is you guys are starting. Oh, today's show, a little bit of a different one. You know, since I have disclosed my kind of love interest, I feel that I wanted to talk more about being in love, dating a Filipino woman, but particularly I want to talk about this subject because there is a gentleman or YouTuber that I follow. His name is Paul. He's in the Philippines. And if you don't know who Paul is, he is a YouTuber. His name is Paul in the Philippines. Old Dog New Tricks is his YouTube channel. And I follow this gentleman because he has a lot of good insights. He's American. And since I have decided to take a vacation to the Philippines to meet this young lady that I'm talking to, I came across this video that kind of do's and don'ts, but I know I wasn't going to have this problem, but I wanted to talk about this gentleman and the issues that he faced, which I think he was kind of a victim of his own demise and what he had went through. Sorry if I laugh, but a lot of this isn't really funny, but to me, it was kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see somebody go through something, even though you created this problem. Now, this gentleman that we'll talk about, I think maybe some have seen, or whoever that, if you guys follow Mr. Paul on YouTube, it's an expat named John. Now, for those of you who don't know what an expat is, an expat is a person who lives outside their native country. So in the Philippines, you're known as an expat. Quite the expats over there and thing. So, and I don't usually typically talk about YouTube videos, but this particular guy caught my attention because when he started out, I think he's been doing this, not Paul, by the way, his name is John, the guy that we're going to talk about. He's been doing this, I think, I want to say 2014. So, and I do want to, full disclosure, now I have watched these videos, I have seen some of these videos, and the guy that I'm talking about, he's been doing this for quite some while, but this was kind of the final straw, the nail in the coffin, so to speak. And again, I'm summarizing this, and then I'm kind of putting in my own opinion or my own input about what happened, and then my opinion on what not to do that I'm not going to do. I can't speak for everybody else because I know everybody. I know as humans, and for those that are alone, we want to be in love, but at what cost do we want to be in love? I mean, do we just want to rush in with, our eyes, our eyes closed, or, do we just want to do foolish love and just, pray for the best in the beginning and hope it just keeps continuing on down and down as you get to know this person? It doesn't quite work like that. So this is the experience that I'm going to share. Not really an experience, but kind of do's and don'ts that I don't want to get caught up after watching this video about this expat named John. So John, I don't know his age. I might have caught his age, but yeah, kind of went over my head. In any event, all right, so this guy named John, he is an expat. He recently, I think, hails from someplace in the United States. Not really sure exactly. Not that we need to know that. If you want more information, again, the YouTuber name is Paul. He's in the Philippines. Old Dog New Tricks is his YouTube channel. Very informative guy. I like Paul. I think Paul's pretty awesome. There's a lot of insight. I think he's been there in the Philippines for quite some time. So, excuse me. But in any event, we're going to talk about John. And John has made some terrible, terrible, terrible mistakes. And in this thing we called a relationship, or this thing that we call love. And it's kind of sad to see what he went through, but all in fairness, he kind of did this to himself. Now, if you are a male and you're thinking about, wanting to see what's out there, thinking about a Filipino young lady, again, I'm going to give you some tips that I use in the relationship that I have with this young lady. Because I know that Filipinos, a lot of people, think they're all about money. Some of them are, but then again, it's no different than what we experience over here every day. So it's, yes, their poverty rate is a lot higher than ours. It's a lot horrible. I feel bad for them, but we can't help everybody. As a young man, we want to be there for the ones that, that need our help. And then, of course, these women are very beautiful women. Oh my God, very beautiful women. Not to say that there's not beautiful women everywhere, but there's something about these women that kind of draws men in and kind of lures us in. We're kind of like tempted with the fruit, like Adam and Eve, you know what I'm saying? But we kind of get suckered in, we're kind of drawn into their nest, so to speak. But this gentleman, I had the pleasure of watching, even tried to reach out, but have not heard anything, which is fine. Maybe if he stumbles onto my YouTube, my podcast, maybe we can discuss some things. But it's not bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's heard it from a lot of people. In any event, this guy's name is John. I don't know John's age. John looks like he's damn near over 40. He could be younger than that. But judging by the way he looks now, a lot of stress. So 2 years ago, John went to the Philippines, and he met a young lady online. I believe he met her on Facebook, but he worked somewhere in the United States, and he met a young lady. And again, I'm summarizing, so everybody don't be mad like, oh, you got your information wrong and yada, yada, yada. Well, there's only so much I can put in the show, okay? So damn it, get off my back. It's all good. It's good. It's good. Hey, it's good. It's good. In any event, John worked somewhere over here in the United States. I'm not sure where he stays. Not important. Anyways, he met a young lady. The young lady that he met, I believe he met her either on Facebook or some kind of dating site. Cool, whatever. The only problem I have with John right now is that he's a lot older than, I don't know. I forgot what what his age was, but he looks like he's damn near late 40s. I'm 44. I get the compliment, oh man, you look like you in your early 30s. Cool, I'll take it. You know what? I'm good with that. Black don't crack. But the young lady he was chatting with, the young lady, she is 19 years old. 19 years old. She's in college, and she's working in school to better her education. Not a problem, whatever. The problem is that when John went over there to meet this young lady, I don't know how long they've been talking. I think they've been talking off and on for quite some time. Well, they decided to get married. Here's the first red flag for me. If she's 19 years old, she's in college, obviously she's trying to better herself, and she wants a better career for herself. Now, it's no problem if you know what you want early on, later on in life. I did when I met my first wife. I knew what I wanted. So yes, I did get married young, but 25 years later and 6 kids later, we were awesome. In any event, John decided to marry this young lady. They got married. Now, mind you, he was not living in the Philippines. He was just visiting. He would go over there twice a year to see his wife. So here's the problem. I don't really know if you can marry somebody and have that kind of commitment to them if you're in two different countries. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. That's not for me to say. That's for you guys out there to figure that out. I have no problem with that. The only issue I have is that I can't date a girl that's kind of fresh out. She's 19 years old. And though I think there's a lot of women out there that mature a little bit faster than most and kind of know what they want, but those women are a rarity. And it's not a bad thing. But the problem is he married this young lady. She was 19, and he had to go back and forth between the States and the Philippines, and he would only see her twice a year. I don't know what kind of relationship that is. Whatever. But he did that. In any event, that relationship didn't work out. Of course, we all know why. The relationship didn't work out because she's still young. She's trying to better herself. Now, John was already established. John had a job, whatever, did what he had to do. He sent money home and took care of his wife. But, so that marriage didn't last. Now, of course, we know in the Philippines, they don't believe in marriage. Their religion is Catholic, as most Catholics over here they don't believe in divorce, not marriage, divorce. Most Catholics don't believe in divorce. Once you're in, you're in. It's like a gang. You ain't getting jumped out. Holy crap. Anyways, so they don't believe in divorce in the Philippines. Now, they say you can go before a judge. The judge can say yay or nay. and whatever. In any event, when John came back over to the States, he got a divorce over here. Now, of course, I don't know how that works because since the 2 years, that's kind of changed. And things changed kind of differently as far as divorce in our country and divorce in their country. Of course, you over here, you can get a divorce just like that, you know, irreconcilable difference, cheating, things that are not, you know, where you need to be, whatever. In any event, John got the divorce. So he was once a free man, so to speak. Yeah, he was once free man. I don't know if he's still married to the woman, whatever. So John decided to move on. John moved on. He learned from that first wife of his. But I think what John's problem to me is that he kind of rushed in to a relationship. And I think John was still kind of rushing into a relationship. And I think John has an issue that you should try to find deeper within yourself before trying to proceed on with the new relationship. Of course, John learned from the first marriage. So he decided, you know, to tempt fate again. Only this time, he had saved up enough money to move to the Philippines. Okay, sure, I get it. We know the Philippines is a great, beautiful, exotic country, as well as most places in the world. And who wouldn't want to live there? Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd pass on that. So in the videos that became ahead, he had saved up $30,000. Now, mind you, I'm taking a huge chunk out of this story because I want to get to where John sort of is now. So when he divorced his first wife, I'm not sure if he was married before. He saved up roughly, and the video talks about he saved up roughly $30,000. Okay. So he saved up $30,000 and he decided to pack up and move to the Philippines. Now, over here, of course, any place outside of US, currency rates and currency exchanges are different. Now, sorry, I had to get my my vaping. Y'all know I gotta kick it in, and shout out to Red Diamond Tea for making this awesome tea that's got me hooked. That's like the only thing I drink. I mean, I like Arizona, I do, but it's nothing like Red Diamond. You know, me and Red Diamond have a chemistry that we can relate to. Just like a fine tea. And if I'm drinking Arizona, then I'm cheating with Red Diamond. Well, I'm cheating on Red Diamond with Arizona. Oh, snap. In any event, he decided to cut ties. He took $30,000. He went over to the Philippines. Now, the currency rate as it stands right now. Now, this was just recently. I think this was just either this year or leading up to the beginning of this year. So he took $30,000. Now, the currency exchange rate, this is how much money he would have had in the Philippines. 1,771,500 Filipino peso. Now, is there a lot what you can do with that? Hell yes, there is. There is. Herein lies the problem. When he went over there, mind you, the first video that I seen John, he was healthy, looking good. Oh my God, you know, life was great. You know, we doing things, whatever. He went over there, had maybe one or two bad relationships after another, until he found another young lady that he had took an interest in. Now, I don't judge any man. If you want a younger woman, hey, knock yourself out. Me personally, it's not me. She has to be late 20s, early 30s, late 30s. She can be early 40s. I don't discriminate, but late 20s is a must for me. And I say this because late 20s, your stage one is complete. So you lived in your 20s. You decide, okay, yeah, all right, time to change some things up a little bit, do some things. And you start to get kind of settled in your ways when the late 20s hit. Unfortunately, he met a young lady. She was 19 years old. Okay. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful. Now, the other relationships I couldn't speak to because he had one failed relationship after another. And I think the problem is he kind of chose with his head instead of his head. And you guys know what I'm trying to say. So, but really he should have chose with his heart instead of the heads on both the heads of his body. If it sounds confusing, that's because it is. In any event, he should have chose with his heart. He should have kind of assessed the situations and kind of reflected back on the previous relationships that he had. Now, it seems like this guy had one failed relationship after another. Now, if I go into a relationship and it's failing and it keeps failing, then obviously there could be a problem with me. I want to take the time to reevaluate, reassess my situation, and maybe try to get a hold on me and maybe try to be a better me. Maybe you're not loving yourself the way yourself needs to be loved. Maybe you're just rushing into something that you think is going to work out, but really it doesn't work out. Again, we don't want to be alone. There's some people who do want to be alone, some that want to be in love. My situation, I want to be in love. I feel like I can be in love. After the loss of my wife, I didn't think I'd ever love again. I thought I was just going to be taking care of kids, being by myself, and just having fun with life. But I think that in life, we all want companionship. And sometimes we're willing just to rush right into the building while it's burning instead of taking the time to put the fire out to seeing what we can salvage and what we can hold on to. Now, this young lady that he met, she was a very beautiful young lady. She was 19 years old. She kind of deceived him in the beginning, because she said she didn't have a child. Turns out she did have a child, but he didn't find out that she had a child until after the fact. Now, this is where it gets it starts kind of going downhill. I'm not looking for a woman I can control. I'm looking for an equal. If you're 19, you're in the Philippines, you know what you want, that's fine. But there's a lot of deception, a lot of deceit, and a lot of manipulative people in the world. Doesn't matter what country you're from. And as I go back to young women are easier to manipulate because they want the life that they maybe see or they idolize somebody. That's not a problem, but you got to be smart enough to understand how you can get that life and at what cost do you want to get that life? Do you want to keep yourself better? Do you want to make yourself smarter? Or do you just want to, hey, I need somebody that can take care of me? And that may be kind of wrong to say, but let's just face facts. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm not calling anybody dumb, not calling anybody stupid, because at some point in time that we're all kind of naive and we're all kind of manipulative to the issues at hand. So he started dating this young lady. Of course, he had spent a lot more money. And mind you, he had $30,000. Well, let's go with 1,771,500 Filipino pesos. That's the money he started out with. As a relationship kept growing, this girl was from Squattersville. Again, not a problem. I'll date any woman. I don't care if you're homeless, you're living in Squattersville, as long as you're making a life for yourself and you're doing good, you got a good head on your shoulder, and you know what you want out of life, and your personality is everything that I need it to be, or want it to be, not need. She was living in squatter. He had an apartment in the Philippines. So he decided to build. The family found out that, he had money, and he built the family a $30,000 home. Now, is that bad? Hell no. In the Philippines, they're cheap. So, of course, I got to say, when the Philippines build houses, I'm like, damn, they make it seem so easy, because over here, it takes us down there 6 to 7 months to build a house, if that. But then again, they don't have the kind of weather we have. I mean, at best, maybe hurricanes. So they had a house built. For the family. I think they saw John as their way out. And John had no problem obliging them a way out. Because not only did he build this house, it comes to find out the young lady that he was seeing or dating, she's now pregnant, or was pregnant with twins. 19 years old, she was pregnant with twins. Now, he didn't find out that she'd had another child until later, because he said, shit, I tell you. He kept asking about this little girl that kept coming around. And it's so damn funny. I don't know why it's funny to me, because I feel like if she deceived you on saying that she had a child, then you can know from there it's not going to get any better. Or maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't want to pass judgment on the girl, but it kind of feels like I sort of am. In any event, she had another child. She had another little girl. I think the little girl was 4 or 5 years old. So on top of that, she's expecting twins. Here's another thing. When I go to the Philippines, I am already going to be strapped up with condoms, okay? Because I'm not one of those guys that I see on these YouTube videos that have, they call it sex tourism. You just go over there and just bang any girl and have sex with any girl. To me, that's kind of disrespectful. And I'll tell you why. It's disrespectful because some of these men that do this have other families at home. Now, unfortunately, I only have my kids, and I'm not dating anybody over here. But by the same token, I don't have any intentions of going to the Philippines and spreading my seed around the Philippines. That's just not me. It's just not me. I don't get down like that. So even the young lady that I was talking to, I was like, do you have birth control? Because let's face it, I'm a man, she's a woman. We're going to have sex. I mean, I'm not forcing her, but the topic has came up numerous of times, and I want to be protected. I want her to be protected. I don't want to add to her problems. The young lady I'm talking to, she has 2 kids. She has 2 kids by 2 different men, and they have all dipped out on her. I don't want to be the third. But I think what John did was kind of selfish and stupid. I mean, listen, I don't even think he has kids. I don't. In any event, I do have kids, but I don't want to go there with the understanding they fresh out of condoms. I guess we just going to have to use the pull-out method. Listen, that shit don't work. Okay. I'm so sick of people talking about, I use the pull-out method. No, you don't, because as males know, and I'm pretty sure a majority of us do, there's pre-ejaculation. So there's already something coming out. Listen, I don't want to be too graphic because, it's probably teenage and kids listening to the show and thing. But in any event, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Real talk. So she'd gotten pregnant with twins. Now, mind you, there was a house built and the people were happy, but her family wasn't happy. Gee, I wonder why. So on top of him building this house, the house that he thought he was going to be able to use for him and his girl and their children ends up moving the whole damn family in. I don't know how many of them is it or there are, but let's just say they took over the whole house, and they put him in a room of their choosing, not his, even though he had the damn house built. Let me tell you something. Okay. If I'm building something, you best believe I'm getting the best room in the house. But here's where it gets tricky. The tricky thing is, as an American, you can't build on anybody's land. You have to know somebody, either the girlfriend of your dating or the bride of your the bride of the family, and they have to have land, and you have to get permission from them to build on the property. So the property was never really his to begin with because they're not married. They're not married. So by this point, John has already stressed the hell out. Okay. You built a house for a family. You shelled out, I don't know what it was. It might have been 25,000 K in pesos. Which I think is remarkably cheap. Oh my God. But I think he had to shell out, was it 20? I don't know. In the video, he might have had to shell out 25,000, which equivalent in US money is $423.37. Cheap, right? Oh my God. I wish we could have a house like that built over here, but something tells me it ain't gonna hold up. In any event, the house was built, family moved in. She had the twins. After, and I say this all the time, a young girl, you get pregnant, and when the kids get here, things kind of change. Now, if you're already not committed to that person, then things can kind of go downhill, maybe, just depends. But they can also stay good, be very productive, and very good, so to speak. So she had the twins, real beautiful girls. It turns out John was getting stressed behind this. The stress that he was enduring was because of the family and because of the girl that he was dating. They looked at him as a way out because he had money, and he had no problem forking up the money. Let me tell you something. When I go over here and visit, it's not for me to shell out money. The thing that I like about this young lady, Sarah, that I'm talking to or dating, so to speak, or you'll have you, or let's just call it that, dating. She's just as cheap as I am. Now, I'm not cheap, but, and I'm pretty sure we all enjoy the finer things in life. The finer things in life to me are my kids, taking care of my kids and making sure they have a roof over their head, making sure they have food. We have all the necessities of utilities and stuff that they need, clothing, whatever. For other people, that definition is a lot different. I don't plan on going to the Philippines to try to be a savior to Sarah. I plan on going to the Philippines because I want to get to know this young lady. And though we chat and we text, we talk every day, I am getting to know her a lot better. So when I get to the Philippines, I know what to expect. I know how much money to bring. I know what to do and what not to do. Maybe half of that. But Sarah has often told me that she doesn't want me to come to her village because she doesn't want the people there jealous, so to speak. I didn't know that shit happens, but I guess it does. But I said, that's fine. We'll meet in Manila. And we'll stay at this condo hotel I'm staying at. It's a 5-star hotel, apparently. It's really nice. But let's not lose track and put the focus on me, because you know it is all about me. Just joking. I kid. But I think John's problem is that this young lady who is younger than he is, he's trying to please. And he wanted to be in love so bad. That's fine. I want to be in love too, but I want to do it the right way. I don't want to go in and just keep spinning, and then I have nothing to show for it. So on top of John's stress, John had a stroke. He lost so much weight. And oh my God. I started to feel bad for the guy, but as I started watching videos and as it went on, I was like, dude, this guy, he created his own demise. And when I say he created his own demise, after he bought paid for the family a house to be built. Well, she had a brother that they bought a truck for, and I guess used for, I don't know, some kind of delivery or whatever he was using the truck for. So he bought the brother a truck. I mean, if I say they're not using this dude, I mean, they're using him. So when John and Diana moved into this place, it just went downhill. I mean, she was pretty much done with him because she had gotten what she needed. I mean, not to mention you had 2 kids by this man. I don't get that, but whatever. That's not my idea of a happy relationship. That's my idea of pain. And you're already impoverished. Why are you contributing to your downfall? So he had a stroke. He had to go to the hospital, and it was all bad. So some expats over there kind of got involved with this situation because they seen, or he might have reached out to Paul, and Paul kind of, helped him and tried to get him on his way, and seen that he was losing so much weight and that he wasn't doing well. Well, yeah, it's stress. What the hell do you expect? You're with a 19-year-old girl. I mean, how the hell do you think this is going to go? I can tell you how it's going to go. And I don't even know these people. But I'm not doing that, okay? That's crazy. I mean, the girl I'm talking to already has 2 kids. I have 7 kids. Now, she lives in poverty. Do you think I want to add to her stress level? No. Because I'm not the type of man that's going to get a woman knocked up and then I'm off back home, with my kids and we kicking it. And then, God forbid, somebody else come along, then I just forget about that. No, I plan on seeing this whole damn thing through because that's the kind of person I am. I want to see it through. And I don't want to have kids until this young lady is here with me. And until we're married and we did it the right way. Listen, ain't shading nobody, but I didn't have kids till after I was married. Okay. That was just something I wanted for myself, for me. So I'm not discrediting or disrespecting anybody who did this way before you decided to get married, or if you have kids by multiple different men. I'm not judging. I don't give a damn. I only care about my situation and what I can do for me and what I can do for the other person. But when I seen this guy doing all this stuff for this one girl, and then the family turned around and just threw him out like he was yesterday's garbage. I mean, they tossed his ass to the curb like quick. And then he got stressed out and he got angry. But then again, there's nothing he can do because you're in a whole different country. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell you how bad it got. It got so bad that the girl that he was dating, the family threatened to call the embassy to try to have him deported. I didn't even know you can do that shit. That's different. Like, what? So they were talking about putting charges and all this other stuff, and they were going to call the embassy, and they wanted to get rid of him. And even the girl that he was dating sided with their parents. Not that that's unexpected, because that's usually the way it goes. So you got the house, you got the ride, you got anything and everything you got from this guy. And this guy is flat freaking broke. Flat broke. The 30,000 that he did have, or the 1 million pesos that he did have, he ain't have a damn dime to his name. Not a peso dime, not an American dime, not a nothing dime. Okay. Let me tell you something. Excuse me. I'm not going over there like that. No, hell no. No. As men, we want to be in love, right? But we got to be smart about our love. Yes, these women are beautiful. It's easy to get sucked into or drink the Kool-Aid or taste that forbidden fruit. But you got to start thinking. Don't think with the other head that's down there. Think with the head on top of your head. Real talk. Because I have came across many different Filipino women on the site that I was on. And yes, a lot of them reached out. A lot of them said some really good things. But I only took one in particular Because now this one I took in particular, the conversation, as I said before, it was just great. Now, I'm not saying everybody's a hustler and everybody's not looking for something, but there's different women everywhere that want a way out of the life that they're in. Yes, I can't save everybody. I'm not trying to save everybody. I only want to be with one person. I'm not a womanizer. I'm not in a polygamous cult. I ain't doing none of that shit. None of that. But this man got so stressed out that he had a stroke. He had lost so much weight. And then when Paul brought him back on the show again, it's like, well, this is what we're going to do for John. He's got to go to the doctor. He's got a lump on the back of his neck. He's got to get checked out. I mean, the dude looked like hell rolled over him and then backed up and rolled over his ass again. Okay. That ain't me. I'm going to enjoy myself. If it works out with this young lady, it works. If it doesn't, no love lost, plenty of fish in the sea. I will keep it moving. I mean, come on now. Damn it. I mean, I don't understand. Okay, maybe it's not for me to understand, but I'm an older man. I'm 44 years old. I can't even fathom being with a 19-year-old, especially I have a 20-year-old son. I don't understand what kind of quality of life that I could have, because I guarantee you my ass is going to die before she will. And I'm not saying it to be bad, but I'm 44 and she's 19. You know how big of a huge damn age difference that is? That's huge. What can I possibly do with a 19-year-old? I can't do anything. I can't do anything. At best, I damn sure can't keep up with her lifestyle. And I don't know what kind of lifestyle she got. She could just be a runner, a fitness guru. I can't do none of that. As soon as I take a step, maybe half a mile, my ass is down on the ground, sucking pavement. Now, I don't need a trophy wife. I don't. But I'm not going to let myself get into a stressful situation to where I went over there with $30,000, which broke down to $1 million and some odd pesos, and then only have to come back to find the kindness of strangers and friends that are in the Philippines, that are American, that sent me back to America. Now, here's the other kicker thing that I thought was crazy. When he went to the embassy wanted him to write down, I believe, 7 or 8 people that he knew in America that he could stay with, because if he was homeless, he wasn't going to be able to allow to return back to the United States. I was like, damn, how's that work? A U.S. citizen? Homeless in another country but can't return home? I said, damn. I said, he got screwed all the way around. Holy crap. Oh, my God. This is sad. It's sad. I don't even want to laugh at this dude, but damn it. I mean, geez, what in the hell is this guy thinking? Lord have mercy. So they got together. They got him an apartment for the time being until he was able to return home. I think the apartment that he told me was roughly about $5,000. $5,000 in peso converts to $84.60. It might have been $9,000. I don't know. Might have been between $9,000 and $5,000. In any event, $9,000 is about $152.41 converted to our exchange rate or our money. So he was still getting off pretty easy. So now, mind you, he got kicked out of a home that he built for a family that he has no ties to. So he has no paperwork, no legality, no nothing. So he was pretty much screwed. But I was like, damn, if that ain't cold. I mean, he really, really got used. And the problem is he knew he kept getting used, but didn't do anything about it. It's like you kept doing it because you wanted to be with this young lady. Now, I think in my mind, my opinion, that her age might have played a factor, or the cookie that he got a hold to was really good and he was just so mesmerized that he couldn't distinguish what was right from wrong. The hell I can't. Let me tell you something. Ain't no loving that good enough for it where I'm just going to go blind and just start throwing out cash. Even if I was a billionaire, I'm still not throwing out cash. Okay? I ain't making it rain every damn day because I'm with her every damn day. Real talk. That's just me. Now, some of y'all want to do that. Hey, knock yourself out. But I can tell you who ain't going broke behind no female, and that's this one here. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to have to show for it? Not a damn thing. She's off doing her thing. You flat broken homeless. This is why this young lady that I'm talking to, I can be nothing but happier, nothing but proud, because not only does she not ask for a damn dime, she cares about my situation as I care about her situation. I'm not trying to rush into anything. I'm trying to see what happens. I'm trying to ask God if this is the young woman that's right for me. So far, it looks like she is. Yes, my heart is heavy. My pain hurts. I don't like being alone, but at the same time, I don't want to rush into something that I'm going to be unsure of. And it doesn't matter if this young lady was in the Philippines. Well, for me it does, but for other people it may not. I mean, she could have been here, but I'm still not going to go broke behind anybody. I don't even want to go broke for my kids unless I'm paying rent or bills. That's a different situation. But this guy, they had bought him a plane ticket. He was upset because he didn't want to leave his kids. Well, the hell. I mean, right now, you just as poor as she. Well, she ain't poor no more because they got a house out of it. A house, a car, everything that you bought over there, you don't even have no more. All you have is maybe a bag of clothes. How the hell that even happened? I mean, this dude came over with everything. He had his computers. He had cell phones. And I don't know if you need to think about before you go over to this country, unless you have a good connect or a good plug that can plug you in into another country and make money. Let's not. I mean, it's okay to go over there with dreams, but you got to know this country in order to jump in and say, hey, I'm going to start this business. I mean, granted, with the money that he had, he could have probably started a nice little general store. He could have got some food. He probably could have had a nice little food store, little general store, convenience store, whatever. But no, that went the completely different way. I mean, if I had that kind of money, there's a lot what you could do with that kind of money, living in that kind of country, because everything over there is cheaper versus what it is over here. When I send things over to Sarah, I don't send money. I send it using Lazada. Lazada is a site that the Philippines, again, once I say might be their Amazon, but I couldn't believe the stuff that I had sent her. It cost me less than $50. And I'm talking about, oh Lord, food, clothing. I'm like, damn, this is great. You can get that over here. Oh, but when I kept watching this video, I started to feel sorry for him. But then as I got close to the end, I didn't feel so much sorry for him because he created all this drama for himself. And then what's even worse is that the young lady he was with, I'm not sure if she was in on it or the family was in on it, but it kind of seems like, because now he is back here in the U.S. Paul and a couple other expats got together. They paid for him a plane ticket back home, and he came back here. I don't know if he's been back over to the Philippines. If he has, he's keeping a low profile. But I haven't seen any new videos posted about, him going back, checking his kids. He might check on his kids, and, he's probably maybe seen them or whatever. But whatever. In any event, I do wish him the best of luck. But here's the thing with me. If it failed once, that's okay. It's okay. We get a pass. Second time, let's start reevaluating. Third time, let's really start evaluating and checking our situation and see what we need to do to better ourselves and stop trying to be somebody that we're not. Do we all want to go to a place and try to portray somebody? I mean, I don't. I don't know if y'all do, but I don't. But I think his problem was he kept shelling it out, kept dispensing money, not realizing that he was just being used for the money. And when you're being used for the money, if you're too blind to see that you're being used for the money, well, that's your own downfall. Because I'm not going to a place that I know that I want to be in love, but at the same time, I don't want to just spend to buy the affection of a woman. If she doesn't love me for me and who I am and what I have to offer, there's nothing I can do for her. So I'm not going to put all my eggs into one basket. I'm going to keep searching for that diamond in the rough. And I'm going to keep moving forward. But I would like to think that I'm a pretty good character of judgment. I like to think that I can read people really well. But at the same time, I do make mistakes. I'm only human. A young lady that I was talking to maybe a few weeks ago, she kept, and I think I shared this before, but she kept asking me for pictures, and I don't got pictures on my profile. And I kind of called her out, and I called her a bot. But I verified her, and it turns out that she was who she said she was. Did I apologize? I sure did. I'm only human. But since I'm back to this scene, everything is so different and everything is so new to me. But when I watch videos like this, it just tells me that I have to be smarter. I have to be stronger. I still have kids here. I don't know if this man even had family or if he even had kids. Judging by the 2 kids that he's got now, I don't think he's ever had kids. But the stress that it took on him, the toll that it took on him financially, hit him hard. Hit him real hard. The weight that he started out, and I'm telling you guys, when you get a chance, maybe look at the video, but the weight that he had, he was so much healthier and so much happier. But then when he left here, he looked like it just hit him bad. I mean, it's sad that you have to leave a country and go back to your home country and you have no money or nothing to show for it. So you have to stay with other people or go to a homeless shelter until you get yourself back together. Lesson learned? Hard lesson learned. Because that's not me. I plan on going over there with X amount of dollars. The X amount of dollars I do go with, of course, yes, Sarah will know that. But we've already planned everything out. You know, I'll be in this condo. There's not going to be any nightlife because I am not trying to get mixed up in no bullshit. Because again, I want to stay true to who I am. I want her to see me for who I am, and I want to see her for who she is. If the relationship doesn't work, it's no love loss. It really isn't. I say thank you, bid her farewell, and then we go our separate ways. But I don't want to get suckered into something that I know it's not going to benefit me. It's going to hurt me in the long run. And if, in fact, she came off as saying, well, that I want this or that, but what I want to say, I'm not going to get, it's just not going to be that way for me. So I think that when we choose somebody, we have to choose based on what makes us happy. We have to choose on what you like, what that other person likes, because you can't go in and just because you're on the outside looking in, basically. And when you're on the outside looking in, you can't just say, "Oh my God, yeah, she's beautiful. This is exactly what I want." Now, how do you know? Well, you know how do you know what this person is on the inside? Yes, looks are good. Looks are everything. But I want to see her in the natural light. I want to see her in the light of day. I want to know what kind of person she is. You know, so many of us choose because we think she's beautiful, and you've never had a woman like this, and like, oh, when I show her off, I'm going to be the talk of the town. Bullshit. I don't give a damn. Okay. I care about who you are as a person on the inside. I don't care about the outside. Well, hold on. To a certain extent, I do. Sorry, I do. But I care about who you are, because I do have a particular set of women. I mean, a particular woman that I do like. So, let's not get it twisted. But I do care about all that. But I only care that if we can both make each other happy. When I laid it all out there for this young lady, I couldn't have been more happier. And a lot of people might say, well, you kind of rushed into it. No, I didn't, because I'm not rushing anything. I'm still talking to this young lady. We're still getting to know each other. I do send her some stuff through Lazada. At best, only cost me about $50, and that includes the free damn shipping. And these are trusted sellers. Their Lazada is like Amazon or eBay. But I'd rather be sending food than to be sending money or sending stuff that I know that's not going to benefit her. It might benefit her, the material things, but I'd rather for her to have food. And the food that she has goes to feeding her children. I'm completely fine with that. I've sent over some bags of rice. I've sent over some noodles or whatever, and I plan on sending more. So I think that what I choose to do and what others choose to do, everybody is different. But I only challenge yourself that if you're trying to go outside the dating realm and be an expat and try to find somebody that's overseas, that's fine. I don't watch 90 Day Fiancé. I used to watch the stupid show, but I can't. It's gotten so ridiculous. Nobody is ever who they say they are, and the producers just script the hell out the show, and I think it's just dumb because a lot of that stuff can be avoided. And no, y'all won't ever see me on 90 Day Fiancé, so please don't write to them, tell them who I am. No, I'm just joking. I'm kidding, I'm joking. But no, hell no, I'm not going to be on the show. But for me, it's bigger than just going over to this country and just to say, oh man, so much opportunity. For me, I am a man with needs, but I want those needs to be met the right way. I don't want to be with this woman one night and another the next night. Now, I can't relate to that because that's not who I am. There are a lot of beautiful women in this world. And I don't want to be taking advantage of somebody that I know I'm not going to have no compatibility with. For me, it's bigger than that. For me, falling in love is a great thing. For me, faith is everything. God is always with me with any and every decision that I truly make. It's not being in love that makes me happy. It is the person that I am in love with that does. And that should be that way for a lot of us men out here. Women too, if you guys are looking for somebody, because, I see a lot of things, not just with John, but I see a lot of people, when you put yourself out there, that's fine. You're doing a great job by doing that. And you're wanting to get out there to mingle and try to figure out if there's somebody out there that you can meet. But I think a lot of us men, we get so wound up in what this woman looks like and what she can do with her body sexually, instead of worrying about the issues that she can provide for you mentally. I think when we look at a woman, we just only see the sexual side instead of getting to know her and saying, hey, let's have a conversation. We want to rush right quickly into bed. Now, listen, I'm not that type of person. I'm not. Even if a woman offered to me on the first night, I'm not going to take it. Not with no hesitation. I'm not going to take it. There's no thinking about it. I need to know you. I don't know you. I don't want to just jump in the bed and just be like, oh, I think that was a stupid app. Tinder, I think that's a dumbass app. I think some of the apps are good, but I think that when you swipe left, swipe right, to see if you can get a hookup. This world is crazy, but that's just not me. And if you guys want to do that, then that's fine. But don't end up like what John did. Especially if you're visiting a foreign country for the first time, do your homework. Get on some sites, read some things, read some laws. Because I got to tell you, since I started talking to this young lady, I started doing every bit of homework. I started researching, And like I said, I've always had a fascination for the Filipino culture because of their values in what they do as family, and that they're really family oriented. And to me, that's like, oh, okay. And I love that. But when I kept going back to his videos, I did not want to end up that way. I did not want to go through what he went through. I mean, this dude lost so much weight. He seems like he lost everything. You don't have the woman that you thought you loved. You don't have the kids that you thought you could be with. You don't even have the house that you built. You were simply yesterday's news. You were simply there for just a moment to make someone happy and to get them out of their pain and misery. Meanwhile, their pain and their misery rolled downhill onto you. Now you're back in America. You have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Mr. John, if you're out there, I pray that your days are better. I pray that there are better days ahead of you. Tough times don't last forever. I hope one day you can get back to the Philippines, maybe to see your kids. I don't know if it's to be able to patch things up with the child's mother or the kid's mother, but I hope you use this time wisely to find out as a person and who you are. I hope you use this time to reflect on the downfalls that you had. I wouldn't be worried about, the naysayers or people that are getting down on you, even including myself. Yes, I may have said some hurtful things about you, but it's only truth. If I knew you as a friend before you went over there, I probably would have smacked the hell out of you. I'm not even going to lie. I would have smacked you with open hand. Be like, dude, what in the hell are you doing? But don't let too much of the negative naysayers get to you. You got to figure out who you are in this world. You got to figure out what kind of a person that you want to be and how strong you want to be. You got to figure out what kind of relationship that makes you happy. And not relationship just based purely on sex. Did I say it's based purely on sex? No. Another FYI, might want to think about getting women that are a little bit older and more experienced and more mature. Because I got to say, when you keep going, when men go to these young women, it's like y'all expect these young women to do so much that these older women out here can already do. In my mind, a 19-year-old female couldn't do a damn thing for me. Sexually, she can. But even to me, that seems kind of downhill because I'm like, oh, Lord, this is not happening. But that doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I want the full package. I want the equal that me and this person will share. I want the ability to have an argument and the argument not be about Justin Bieber or the latest tennis shoes, the latest purse is coming out. Shit, I'm just joking. Oh, kidding. No, damn it, I'm serious. I'm serious. Because even though I have kids and they're 20, about to be 19, I can connect with them. They're my kids, but I can't connect with a 19-year-old girl. I can't. So I say that, that goes for any of you men out there. If you want a young woman, just be prepared for what's coming on the other. Because to me, a 19-year-old girl is like having another daughter. I mean, the only difference is I'm not going to say that because it sounds sick when you put it all in the same sentence, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'd rather be with a woman that's goal-oriented, that has focus, that knows what she wants, that she knows what I can do to make her happy and what she can do to make me happy. I know that we can sit down and have a decent conversation that involves about any and everything and not just particularly one topic. Or that I don't have to chase around town because she's wearing the hottest thing and she's the hottest thing, or she's got Lord knows how many followers on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snap, or whatever the hell it is she's on, because I'm not on it. So I just say, men in general, we got to use our heads. We got to be smarter. If you're thinking about expat love, like I'm deciding to, just kind of know what you're getting into, and don't don't go there for sex tourism. We all want an out. There are other ways we can do. I think in the end, one day we'll all have to answer to what we have done. And though it's easier to forgive, it's always harder to forget. Sometimes these things eat at us. But if you have a young lady that you're talking to, show her the respect that she deserves. Be cordial with her. So in any event, as we get ready to close this show out, I want to give a shout out to all my listeners and subscribers. I appreciate it. You have gotten me up to 250, 300 downloads. Loving it. Keep it going. If you want to follow me on Instagram, D6Empire357. Feel free to email me, D6Empire357@gmail.com. Listen, I welcome and I love all the support that you guys give me. I love the questions that you bring. I love the comments. I love it all. Even though the comments are good and bad, I still welcome all of it. I'm not a bitter person. I can handle it. I can do it. So keep it coming. And like I said, if there's something that you guys want to hear me talk about or want to discuss, I know on some shows that's coming up, we will have some guests on here that will be talking about some other issues and things. But I would love for anybody that if you have anything that you want to discuss or comment or gripe or complain about, or maybe just want to call me out on it. Listen, we're not going to argue, but we're going to talk, and we're going to probably meet somewhere in the middle. Oh, listen, I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show today. I want to say take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until next time we meet, have a great day. God bless you, my friends.